neither me nor Sarah were anywhere near as cucked as he wants from like somebody like Marte, right? Marte is completely cucked.
How much do we truly know about online debate? In these informal debate forums that we frequent online with panels and everything else, I guess we've explored all kinds of panels, all kinds of formats, and different moderators. We've explored a lot, the vast sea of online everything that we could see at our disposal. Everyone likes to claim that we've already handled all the issues and everything else discussed socially, but I don't think so. Online, we know the god-awful abominations just lurking online. We already hear the voice and see the look with its disgusting presence. I am, for all purposes, describing for all new people who don't know. I'm talking about Radical Code and the Powdered Dusty. In fact, let's pull up a picture. This thing right here, if you look at this, has the audacity to pull up to panels and ruin everyone's life in the first place. Disgusting. Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's move on.
A lot of people who have carved a pretty good living off of the Crucible. For instance, if you go to Sarah the Tomato's channel, her top 18. Just put most popular in her live. The top 18. 18, meaning the best 18 videos that she has, the top, are all me. I didn't even know I had appeared 18 times on Sarah the Tomato's channel. But the 18 times I was there are the best performing videos on the entire channel. She's about to have a big 20,000 sub party. Well, that's great. That's great. You're welcome.
There's a lot to be said for Sarah, but one thing I can say is that maybe she zigged when she could have zagged, and also the infantilizing of men on her podcast to a degree through moderation.
The caveat on you working with him if he has underage pornographic material is...
Rob. I don't...
Talking over me. You're going to allow me to finish my point. You're going to allow me to finish my point. I don't give a shit.
Boys, that's enough.
To which Rob goes into his explanation of what happened concerning the moderation.
Panels. Okay, I'm going to go on the panel. Connor's there. Connor's talking about real conservatives after Charlie Kirk and shitting on Charlie Kirk and stuff, and everyone's like, go get that fucker. Go on the open panel and get that fucker. So I go on the open panel and I get that fucker. And he, once he starts getting blown out, starts spurting out and just fucking talking over me. It's constant. And then finally, the moderator, Sarah's just letting it go, so I fucking start talking over him, and then Sarah will be like, gentlemen, both of you stop it. And then he announces, yeah, Rob, I am going to interrupt you because I think you're wrong. So anytime I think you say something that's wrong, I'll interrupt.
If I have a point to make, or if I feel like you're asking a question that implies something, I'm going to interrupt you in order to point it out. And if you're not an asshole, you'll let me do it.
Bragging that he's going to interrupt. He proceeds to do it for the majority of the debate. At one point in that debate, Sarah tells me that the reason he's interrupting me is because I said that he should stop. Dusty, why can't you be quiet when other people are talking?
Because he doesn't like it when you tell him what to do. If you don't tell him what to do, he'll actually oblige more accordingly.
Okay, I let him talk unfettered, basically. And if the game's going to be, oh, we know, we'll just keep interrupting Rob, and Sarah will just sit there and let it go. And then when I'm like, what the fuck is this? Are they going to shut up or whatever? Sarah's going to be like, Rob, you asking them to not interrupt's why they're interrupting. I don't need it. Now, am I wishing Sarah any ill? No. After it happens enough, I'm like, you know what? Hey, my name's Rob Norm. Channel's Normal America. Thanks for having me. I'm out. Oh, the trolls. Rob, rage, quit, blah, blah, blah. It's not worth my fucking time.
I do understand that there's a distinction between host and moderator. While Sarah is conducting the moderation of a debate, and then during panels, she's a host, I think that as a host, we should be able to be gracious and at least moderate a tad bit. And also, if people show up to panels and they don't participate in these panels, well, guess what? You can also be a shitty host.
I was like, we're going back and forth. I'm like, can you answer this? He's like, no, I refuse. And I'm like, well, then fuck it. Either he goes or I go, because what's the fucking sense of being here? If I'm the panelist and the people that are arguing with me are like, nope, we refuse to engage. I don't do well with ultimatums. I'm like, if it came out that way, I didn't mean it as an ultimatum. I meant, why the fuck am I here if they're going to be here? I have nothing to say. Clay, have you heard of this story?
I don't believe
you know
really
that
want
one
to answer to any of your questions.
All right. Hey, Sarah, I'm out then. If the only two people here that are going to fucking talk doesn't want to respond to me, then fuck it, I'm out. You can hang out with those two. So it's me or them. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I'm sad.
Well, to be fair, Rob, I don't play that game. So if you hold on, I'm gonna put it to you this way: I host open panels for a reason. It is up to the chat to boot people from the panel. If you want to send a brigade to send $100 to officially boot somebody for the night, we can go that way. But I don't play the whole, well, it's me or them kind of bullshit, because that kind of negates the entirety of my show.
So then, okay, that's fair. So then I will just sit here while they say we're not going to respond to anything you say.
You don't have to respond
that's fine.
to them.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna force you to do anything you don't want to do.
Okay.
I don't care. But I don't play the like me or them thing, because that's kind of like an asshole move, number one.
Well, no. Wait, it's not an asshole. I'm not saying that you have to boot them. I'm saying, what's the point of this panel if the only three people talking, if they're like, we're not going to respond to anything you say. We're not going to. We're not going to answer questions.
Then somebody else can ask questions too. That's fine.
I'm a pretty good debater. I have no fucking clue. I have no clue what the strategy is at this point. I don't know. I've tried damn near everything. I've asked the moderator. When I ask the moderator, people like Sarah tell me it's my problem, that I'm appealing to the moderator. That's putting a target on my back. People say that's a bitch move. I've said, hey, fuck you, peace out, I'm leaving. That's a bitch move. That's rage quitting. I've suggested people putting timers on. People like, oh, appeal to the moderator. What a bitch. I've shouted over them. Wow, Rob, you look like an unhinged asshole. I thought you were supposed to be a good debater. These fucking people can't debate.
And Rob's absolutely right. A lot of these people really can't debate. They don't have any talent, and they don't have the intellect to engage with logic.
Man, I was like, I think that fucking moderation sucks. I think that fucking sucks. What the fuck? I'm just getting yelled over? Whatever. Anyways, no hard feelings. And I don't give a fuck, right? I can't help that some people in my audience also thought that the fucking moderation sucked. So apparently they said something to Sarah. I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't watch her channel.
Of course, the audience is entitled to their opinion, because maybe some don't understand the distinction between moderation and host. I'll give her at least that little bit. But here's the thing, though. If you're going to be a moderator and you're going to be a host, there has to be some kind of mediation involved, which is kind of a lack thereof. But anyways, he then goes into a message that he was sent.
She sent me a message, and Andrew read this on stream today because he asked about it. She says, there's a secret weapon to panels. You can't show, this is the next day. There's a secret weapon to panels. You can't show any of your cards at all. By that, I mean, if someone's annoying you, interrupting or poking at things that raise your temperature, you can't let it bother you visually. The other panelists subconsciously will see those trigger points and zero in on it. They do it every time to you. You're an easy target. It's unsolicited advice. I'm aware. But the best tip I could give you is to stop reacting to their pokes and prods. Open panels are meant to be fun, lighthearted, and relaxed. They have to be that way or else they wouldn't be so fun and inviting to anyone. Witty banter plus topic discussion equals a great panel. You often enter them very harshly and seriously and demanding. I've noticed you take insults very personally. And that's what they'll run you out. And that's why they'll run you out every time, because it's a killjoy to everyone else. Why is this guy taking things so serious? You gotta laugh at the digs, talk through the interruptions, and roll with the punches. Everyone throws their punches, takes the hits, laughs, and comes back the next day with a clean slate ready for more. Trash talking about an open panel being too chaotic is like complaining that the sky is blue. They will always be chaotic. You can either handle them or you can't. Now, when I received that message on October 8th, I was fucking livid. I was like, you motherfucker. Who the fuck are you? You want to know what I thought when Sarah sent that message? You want to know what I wanted to say out loud? I wanted to say, what the fuck are you? What do? Moderate poorly? You're one of the dime a dozen fucking people that bring on panelists that let them be the entertainment? Because you're incapable of doing it yourself? By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. But don't get it twisted. I don't need your fucking advice. Who the fuck are you? That's what I wanted to say. But I have a tremendous wife. And I was like, can you fucking believe this? And my wife said, Rob, take a breath. Don't respond for 24 hours. Then you say what you want. But you should probably wait 24 hours. And I did. And I'm glad I did.
And of course, Rob has one of the most base wives ever. She says, hey, let's take things into consideration. Let's not burn a bridge. Take a breath, and let's just cool off a bit.
I want to get to Sarah. Sarah, then, you saw it, right? It's not necessarily that Sarah said a bunch of shit. It's that she sat there while they were shit talking. That's the issue. Now, I'm pissed off that it's like, you motherfucker. You sent me this unsolicited advice previously and all this bullshit. And I kept my mouth shut, basically. I said your moderation wasn't that great, but that's it. Ask my channel. I was like, hey, I wish Sarah the best. Open panels aren't for me anymore. Good luck to her. And I always talked her up. I said, I want people that are right-wing. This is something that Andrew and me have in common. We want the right to win everything. Everything. If we have a streamer with 2 followers, we want them to fucking crush the left-wing streamer with 2 followers. So she's giving me this advice. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And there's nothing I hate more than like this fake, like, let me help you out. Like from a place of condescension. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you? What are you talking about? Oh, thanks so much for your help. Thank you.
And just when you thought that things weren't neutral enough, or things weren't fishy enough, like this is just crazy, just spilled over, and this is what happened.
Anyways, moving on. But there I saw Sarah. I'm just gonna say this. I happen to be privy to the fact that Sarah and me may be working together in the future on things like DebateCon or other projects. So I'm like, why the fuck would you, why would you do this? Why would you you got something to say? Come say it to my fucking face. You're gonna go on a panel? For 3 hours, she sat in that fucking panel. Because I went back and checked. 3 hours? You sat in that fucking panel? While they talk shit on me? And you're yucking it up and all that shit? Then they intentionally sent trolls over and you sat there the whole time? 3 fucking hours? I saw this about 30, 40 seconds after I fucking turned Dusty's video on. And I about died of laughter. In fact, I woke my wife up laughing from the bathroom.
Well, I think this is what happens when people fuck with the Panelverse that way. Right, if you're not a Panelverse person and you come in and you try to fuck with the Panelverse people, like, they will all band together. Like, you just can't do that. You can't go around to Panelverse shows and flip out on...
I want to be clear here. So what Sarah's talking about is, well, I've been fucking with her friends on her panel, what she calls the Panelverse, and they're all going to stick together. So, hey, you got to know. You start going after them, they're all going to brigade your channel.
Now, Sarah goes into the den of those with the less ethical foundation than we do. People who are in direct opposition that she knows to us. Now, going as a moderator, but then going here as just a regular person showing up, yeah, this is an optics nightmare, obviously. Because it also shows her allegiance to these people.
Now, I have an editor whose name is Black Elk, who's the best. Enjoy.
I think he doesn't know the power of the Panelverse.
Oh shit! Not the Panelverse! Oh no! Not the fucking Panelverse! Oh shit! Not the Panelverse! Oh no! Not the fucking Panelverse!
And of course, I had to make my own version of this.
I think he doesn't know the power of the Panelverse.
Oh shit! Not the Panelverse! Oh no! Not the fucking Panelverse! Beware the Panelverse! He doesn't run afoul of the Panelverse! Who could know the great Sarah Tomato? The power she wields, the power of the Panelverse.
Please, hold your head for the prayer this afternoon. Lord God in heaven, let us destroy our enemies with superior verbal jujitsu, and maybe they be as stupid and inconsistent as they always are. May the degenerates find you waiting for them, ready to fix their broken souls and worldviews as we send them to you with mangled minds. This, Lord, do we pray. Remember our ethos, not one step back, never. Always move forward in the battle against the degenerate. Make them pay for every single inch of ground. Make them regret ever having met us in the glorious field of intellectual battle and internet blood sports. We will never stop until complete and total victory is achieved. This is our mark. This is for our honor and our children's children. May God have mercy on their souls.
Did you want Santa Claus to come down your chimney too?
Here's Andrew Wilson's take on the matter.
But let me explain what's going on. So I have this rule, right? There's two of them, really. The first is, you put a knife in my back, you only ever get to do it once. That's the first rule. It's a good rule. I used to be like, yeah, we can maybe work it out, and but over the years, I've just decided that it's just too much work, and I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And the second is, if you're too stupid to get it, you're too dangerous to work with. Those are the two rules. Pretty easy, right? You're too stupid to get it, then there's no point in working with you. And if you stick a knife in my back, that's the end of it. Now, I don't ever do the revenge thing. I never go for repercussions. I never do any of that. I do the worst possible thing that you could ever do to a person, which is I just cut off all contact with them. That's it. That's usually the worst possible thing you could ever do to people who stick a knife in your back. So that usually works the best for me. You may know her as Sarah the Tomato, who, honestly, the truth is, only has a channel which is beginning to rise to prominence, due 100,000% to the Crucible, and one Andrew Wilson. Now, why is it that Sarah would be on a panel while all of these other non-tent maker anonymous idiots are sending trolls over to Rob's channel and participating and contributing to that, when she knows how important Rob Knorr is to the Crucible and how much of a valued team member he is? I have no idea, but that was the stupidest thing that she's probably ever done.
And you leave me no choice but to declare you excommunicado.
You see, the thing is, conservative Christians will stick together when it comes to really base principles. We're on their side. They'll turn on each other and eat each other alive in a heartbeat. It's only really a matter of time.
What you're about to see is Sarah the Tomato here setting her feet on fire to warm up her hands. I have no idea why she decided to do this. You have no idea the opportunities which have been extended to her through me, right? But it's my own fault. I take full responsibility for all of this. So here's Sarah's useful aspect of what she does. She books me debates. That's it. I adhere to the moderation of the debate because that's what I do. That's the relationship. I've always said, for people who support us, we'll support them. A lot of these very obscure channels get a lot of subs and get a lot of cash because of that. I mean, a lot. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. You don't come for the very people who are at the forefront, who provision you, make it possible. She's about to have a big 20,000 sub party. Oh, that's great. That's great. You're welcome. My only business here is why it would be that she would be on a panel that's not hers, criticizing and laughing as they send trolls to Rob Knorr's channel, who we spent significant amount of resources to grow and make sure had enough of a force so that he could play whack-a-mole with up-and-coming leftists.
Honestly, this sounded like a really good working relationship. It seemed like that. So, let's continue.
So let's dive in and watch the complete kerfuffle as this woman completely destroys all working relationship with yours truly forevermore.
Well, I don't know. How should I say this, Star?
Isn't she doing DebateCon? Oh, no. Oh, you're right. Oh, my God. Oh, how would we ever be able to coordinate DebateCon without her? Mantid will be taking over DebateCon. No problem. We'll switch the coordination right to Mantid. That was a great opportunity for Sarah. Not for me. We got a great staff. My staff will take that over in 5 seconds. I'll pay her out what I promised her for DebateCon. Done.
Yeah, really? I called him up, yeah.
Wow, that's it.
Ha 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 ha. What an optics nightmare. It just continues to get worse and worse and worse. Watch for yourself. Ha 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 ha. Well, guess what? Ha 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 ha. I know that there are going to be people who say, why don't you bring Sarah up to give her side of things? Why didn't she bring Rob up to give his? She can sit and suffer and watch, just like he had to wake up and suffer and watch her knife him right in the back on a panel that it was none of her business, had nothing to do, it wasn't her show, staying on with these stupid Panelverse idiots, nobodies. Chuckle Wucklin while they send trolls over to try to make an optical spectacle of Rob Noor. Here's a dirty secret. Rob's a better debater than I am.
The level of respect that Andrew Wilson has for Rob Noor is a complete boss move and a full display of loyalty, of just pure friendship that we all want to see in society everywhere else. Well, the left, they don't really have a lot of this. It's very conditional.
And by the way, I also proudly call him one of my best friends. He's one of my best friends. Like, this guy has been, you can't even imagine how kind this man is behind the scenes, especially to yours truly and my family, and especially when we were in our time of need. There was Rob. Rob is not replaceable. You don't make new Rob Noors. I'm never going to be able to sit down with a person and over the years mold them into a brand new Rob Noor. He's not replaceable. All these idiots, nobody's ever going to know who the they are ever. They stream to 3 to 7 to 10 people if they're lucky, and that's usually from other Panelverse members. They all just watch each other's streams. It's the most pathetic display that you've ever seen. Rob Noor is not replaceable. He is not a person who can be replaced. You don't get to make a new one. Sarah's always been replaceable. That's what's hilarious. She's always been replaceable. Rob Noor, he's not replaceable. He's one of the best that there is at what he does. I'm not going to find another Rob Noor. Sarah's are growing on trees. You just walk outside and pick them like they're apples. They're everywhere. There's a million different panel hosts who are out there, a gazillion, in fact. And again, I don't even have anything against any of these people. Not a single one of them. Why? They're not affiliated with us. They're not people of great import who I respect, right? I don't give a shit what they say. I don't care if Powder Dusty does a stream tomorrow talking about me all day. I'll still go on a show and do a debate. I don't even fucking care about that. Don't care at all. Not the point. Point is that you don't go out of your way to join in a panel with nobodies like this and troll a channel like Rob Noor's, talk a bunch of shit about him with these people when all of your bills are being paid by the Crucible. You
never see anything like this on the liberal side. You only see this on the right-wing side, the conservative side, the Christian side, the really base side. We will stick together and we know what loyalty is. Now, I'll show a segment later on that shows how Powder Dusty and some guy named Caucasian Sasquatch are stating that we're a cult, which is stupid and idiotic. They don't know what friendship is, and this is friendship and loyalty on full display for all to see.
That they sent over to troll Rob now popping up on this panel. That's really weird. It was like there was some kind of coordinated effort here, because there was, to try to optically make Rob Noor look bad, because there was. It almost seems like Sarah's participating in this, because she is.
You need to go back and see when you act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Well, I think this is what happens when people with the Panelverse that way, right? If you're not a Panelverse person and you come in and you try to with the Panelverse.
Oh shit! Not the Panelverse! Oh no! Not the fucking Panelverse!
Who's this talking? Why, that's Sarah the Tomato talking. Let's make sure we don't miss a second.
Troll him. Like, I genuinely am
Woman, give me another drink, please.
annoyed. Like, I'm genuinely annoyed with him.
Everybody
Like,
did great. It was actually funny as and yeah. Act like a joke, get treated like a joke.
Rob acts like a joke, he gets treated like a joke. The only person who's on any of these panels who's not a joke, who's had real life effects in the world. The only person who's made any sort of dent in the culture war at all. The only one who's ever done anything. He's the joke. All of these no cam, no name, nobodies, they're the successful people you see.
Well, I think this is what happens when people with the panelverse that way.
Sarah says this is what happens when people with the panelverse.
Right. If you're not a panelverse person and you come in and you try to with the panelverse people, like they will all band together. Like you just can't do that. You just can't. You can't go around to panelverse shows and flip out on hosts and get mad at hosts or with host shows and do that kind of stuff and then expect everyone to turn and look at you and be like, oh yeah, come on back.
Let's listen to it again.
And you come in and you try to with the panelverse people.
Oh, you try to with the panelverse people? Oh no, not the panelverse people who I've blown out a million times.
Like they will all band together.
Well, I agree. She's right. Listen to the last part
You
here.
come in and you try to with the panelverse people, like they will all band together.
You come in though and you try to with the crucible and we all band together too.
I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse.
I think he doesn't know the power of the panelverse. What part of the crucible takes care of its own people are we not understanding here? We take care of our own people. You know where you're never going to catch me? On oppositional panels talking about Rob Knorr.
Well, she associated with people, even though by all objective measures, I was part of the Crucible, right? I was in the Discord. Andrew rated me a couple times. Andrew, we debated together. I'd super chatted him before. Sarah set up a lot of debates for him.
This isn't really saying anything. I mean, Judas was a part of Jesus's crew, right?
By any objective external measure, everybody involved in this little meltdown situation was part of the Crucible. Now, in practice, neither me nor Sarah were anywhere near as cucked as he wants from like somebody like Marte, right? Marte is completely cucked.
What I am is a loyal friend. A loyal friend who believes in Orthodox Christianity. Although I'm not an inquirer anymore, I'm a catechumen of a year and a half and will continue to do so until I get baptized. I love Christ and will follow his teachings, as always will Andrew Wilson and his family as well too. They display the traits of a nuclear family, a good family that we can all map onto society, and I love them a lot. A lot. Also, Rob Knorr as well too. I consider him a good friend, as well as Jake Rattlesnake.
Do you have any thoughts on this, on the cult optics that going on here with the Crucible and Sarah?
Up until they started all reading from the same script, I didn't believe that they were involved in chanting.
You mean script as in scripture, Bible, Christ teachings, things like this?
But now, I mean, they've made me a believer. They are involved in chanting. They just do it alone on individual panels instead of in a group together. It's exactly that. It's if you're going to say it's not a cult, right, you're going to have to define Crucible Crew in a way that doesn't end in cult status. It has a religious footprint. It involves people all agreeing with exactly the same points and being ostracized if they don't.
You mean all of us have the same goal that we want for society and we don't tolerate backstabbing? Sounds kind of base to me. Friendships don't allow backstabbing because true friendship is built on loyalty, trust, and mutual respect. And when loyalty, mutual trust, and respect go out of the window, guess what? There is no working relationship. Makes sense, but these people demonize it, call us cults, and say we're cucked out. All these other things are just fallacious on its face. But anyways, moving on, stay away from people like this. They'll drag you down, bog you down, as they do in debates, and none of their rhetoric goes anywhere.